So, here we are. The Unpanderers.
I jumped it. Good.
Yeah.
I'm Nick.
And I'm Dan. And we do form quite a salacious duo.
Already named. Incredible.
Unpanderers.
Like for our disclaimer here, you gotta be over 21. Anything we say or
Can
opinions
and will not be used against us in a court of law.
It's all for fun. This is a joke. This is actually a script. It's all written out beforehand as a joke.
Yeah, it's really hard to follow the script when we're staring in each other's eyes.
Yeah. And if someone were to ask us what this podcast was, I've actually had two people tell me this, independent of each other.
Oh, yeah.
It's like two wolves who are deep in the Arctic, and they're hungry for food. And the moon is high. It's a quiet night. There's snow everywhere. And their gray fur is bristling. And they share a couple of mixed drinks over Skype and talk about life.
Wow. Those are some really polite wolves.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
But that's kind of what we do.
Yeah.
And without some of the wolf stuff. I thought that was a great coincidence. Someone from Antarctica, actually.
Yeah.
An ex-follower of the show.
If ever I wanted to track a caribou, I think I'd want you to be there.
That's cool.
As a wolf.
I like that. It would be cool if we were wolves, like Animorphs style, you know what I mean?
That awkward transition across the page.
Yeah. You get stuck in the middle of one. Someone online does a really good Guy Fieri turning into like bags of chips and like look up bad Animorphs. I'm pretty sure something awful.
Oh man,
did a whole bunch, and some of them are really good. I can't do them justice by talking about them.
I kind of want to do it now. Bad.
Look them up. I'll move into the next area.
All right.
So, I did want to do a correction while Dan's looking it up. Just look up bad Animorph, I guess. Or something awful Animorph, maybe.
The problem is, like, Animorph is, like...
No, and then look up image search. You should
yeah, they had, yeah, it's going.
Is it? Okay. Quick correction for everyone. See if you can see a bunch in a row. I had mentioned that if you have, in the last episode, if you have an ASRock Z97 Extreme 6 motherboard, that you can go ahead and use the Radeon 7750 2GB DDR5 6M, the video card. It's on sale right now.
Mm-hmm.
You can't. Won't even fit. It's PCI versus ADP, so my bad.
Is it ASRock or is it ASRock? I always said ASRock, but I never heard anybody...
ASRock, but I only because it's one S.
ASRock.
You wanted to be ASRock so bad.
I don't think nerds ever talk about their motherboards aloud.
It's usually to someone else.
Yeah.
Do you think I'm the first person to say it out loud? Like, even at their board meetings and stuff, they're like, the motherboard.
And they're like, yeah, they're like, let's call ourselves. And then, like, the CEO writes it down on a piece of paper and just slides it. And everyone just kind of nods.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the best one is a Ajit Pai.
Oh, I didn't see this one. This was pretty new.
He turns into a pile of shit.
That's a good one. Not a big transformation, is it?
No, it's just a picture of him, actually.
Just him and him again. Was the Guy Fieri one there?
I think I've seen that one before, but I don't see it on this. There's so many because Animorphs are actually legit.
Real ones?
Yeah.
Photoshopped or bad or something. I don't know.
For like a 90s book, it's actually like a really good Photoshop.
Yeah, you're right.
Was it Carrie Underwood? What's her real name? Oh, Sarah Jessica Parker.
You know,
yeah, I didn't have to tell you. Okay, it's good. Okay. No, I can't. I hit a web page where I have to click through every one, so I can't do it.
Slideshow, forget it.
No.
You do slideshow, we're out. Someone's like, if you do a podcast and it's only video, we're out. Well, sir, or ma'am,
Mr. Wonderful. It's like, this is a bi-weekly podcast. That's not worth $10 million. 5. Distasteful.
Any corrections for you? Anything you want to get off your chest before we get too deep into the episode?
I have to apologize for hitting the wrong button and causing an error right in the middle of our podcast. Vidcast, whatever this is.
Stupid.
Whatever it will be. And will ever be. Mm-hmm. Forever and forever.
Accepting both apologies.
There was
I bricked your motherboard.
Did you really?
No, not at all. In fact, I just downloaded the Final Fantasy 15 benchmark test.
Mm-hmm.
You know how big that thing was? It was like 4 gigabytes for a bench test.
Just to make sure you could play it?
It's coming out on my birthday, and I haven't played one in like 4 or 5 years, so I feel like it's... I almost bought it when I read it came out for whatever system it came out for. And I was like, it's time to get back in. I did all the research. It looked awesome. And then I was trying to buy it, and I was like, I can't find it anywhere. And I like kept researching. It's getting high scores. It just came out. It's really cool. I was like, fine, I'm into it. I'll buy it. I'll pay the full $50, $60. And I looked, and it was like PS4 exclusive. And I was like, and computer, right? And it was like, nope.
Huh.
The game came out like 9 months ago or a year ago.
And they waited that long?
It didn't have a computer port. And I was kind of mad. I was like, everything should have a PC port. PCs, you just automatically get all games. You know what I mean? You usually do. But.
So let me, like, Final Fantasy always makes me remember, like, I played, like, maybe one of the games, and one of my buddies had it. But the game that it reminds me of is Phantasy Star. I don't know if you ever played that one.
Yeah.
Phantasy Star. And it was actually, like, a really good game. It's the one RPG I played over and over again when I was little. It made me feel like I had Final Fantasy, but it might have been a knockoff, but it might have been actually just as good as a Final Fantasy.
You get what you get out of it, you know?
Yeah. But I would like to make one correction or clarification from the previous episode. I wanted to say that the Olympics wasn't started, like, by the Greeks. It was. But it stopped in the middle, so, like, it was, like, training for military, and then this guy, like, the wealthiest guy in Europe, the Zappos guy, I think you didn't read about him?
Oh, Zappos sneakers?
No, the lighters. I thought it was lighters. They have everything, I guess. They're trying to be in it. Yeah. Zappos is, you can buy, like, handbags and stuff. Shoes. I don't know. We're not trying to sell that. I'll detract. We did not say that.
Their products are awful and cheap.
Yeah.
And
Zappos. It's a shitty Amazon.
A non-pandering, that's for damn sure.
So the guy was Zappos, and he restarted the Olympics, and he was like the wealthiest guy in Europe. He just wanted to see like an event, and then boom, and then his bones are buried like right in like the beginning of the memorial, like it's right in front of the temple or whatever you call it, the Olympic temple.
I don't know who he is. I hate his guts. I hate his bones. I hate his guts. I hate everything about him.
You don't like the Olympics now that they finished? They're gone.
Yeah, they really had my fervor going. Raging hard fervor, folks. I had to cover that fervor with some lamb's wool. Just pound out the fervor. Whew. So much fervor.
I think I enjoy watching it. I had it on all the time just because it's something else, and it's
on our house, free. I ended up ignoring it more than other things. It was free.
Yeah. Did you say? It was free because over the air, HD TV for free with new original content. Brought to you by Netflix. Not selling Netflix.
We hate Netflix. We're just gonna bring up all these brands and then shit on them. I use this great product, blah blah blah, but I'm not saying buy it. In fact, it's crap. It's garbage.
The Olympics. I liked it.
Did you guys get any? Speaking of Netflix, did you guys get any new school shootings down there or anything?
I mean, if you call Florida Texas, then maybe. But
I meant after that one.
Oh, after that one.
This episode is about a week after the Parkland, Florida.
Lakeland. I thought it was Lakeland, Parkland.
Park. Jesus.
Well, yeah, shit.
Because I didn't research it. It's been on TV all the time. Parkland.
Well, if you ask somebody on the street like who died, like they'd be like students. They wouldn't know. They wouldn't have names.
I've seen some of the names. what's really wild is I see a lot of the kids online that survived that are like, they're talking mad shit at the NRA and a lot of like Republican talking heads, and they're getting mad publicity for it. Like it's not like someone says, "Oh, snapback, no, whatever," and it's like a meme or something. Like they're like, it's like, should we have more guns in school? And some of these kids are like, no, I just watched 18 of my friends die or something, and it's like, you're a human piece of garbage. Here's an actual transcript of how much money you just got from the NRA last year. And it's like, and everyone's like, oh, damn. But they're getting like hundreds of thousands of retweets. And like,
they have to be backed by somebody, though. Like, they're someone else's agenda.
Someone's telling them, but I also thought of this. There does come a time or a point where someone becomes an adult, or someone becomes famous, or someone becomes in the public eye. Like, I mean, they could be becoming celebrities in front of us. And whether it's celebrities or senators or future leaders or whatever, I legit think they have potential.
I will say,
because by the time you're 30, I don't want to do anything. I'm old. I'm like stuck in my ways. There's still fire there. They're like 18, 16. They want to take on the world. I say good, dude.
Maybe 6 or 10, or that's about it. Many good years left.
Right. So I say, maybe we're watching them rise up. It could be a good thing.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if like 6 senators come from this high school or something? Or like a future president and all this other stuff? Like, it's possible.
Yeah, it is. It is.
I mean, I don't know. I just got a good feeling about these kids. I think they're going to... Like, did you see the, was it Rubio? Had to do the meeting in Florida and talk to all these people?
Oh, yeah?
Like, are you gonna stop? And he's like, well, we're gonna research stuff. And someone's dad's like crying, looking at him in like front of all these people, and they're like, he's like, it says last year you accepted $50,000 from the NRA and something else, and you won't change the gun laws. Can you at least just stop accepting money? And he goes, well, we're gonna look at everything. And his dad's like crying, and he's gonna strangle him. And all these people in the auditorium are like screaming, and I'm like, oof, he's lucky to get out of there alive. I know we try not to get political here. I'm just saying from a human standpoint,
there's definitely something wrong when like you can pretty much pay off a politician to play your line.
Right. It's probably not a good idea. We'll put it that way. Mm-hmm. Either side.
And
no
when
one's
you said
able to pay off a politician.
President of the United States from Florida, I was thinking, there's never been any presidents from Florida, right? And I looked. There's never.
Jackson.
Yeah, he was like, he's from North Carolina. But no, most of them were not Florida. And I don't know that we'll ever be Florida, actually. I'm calling it now. There will never be a president from Florida.
How long does this post mark? As long as the United States is around? Or?
The video is going to last forever, indefinitely, so.
As long as the internet does, right?
Yeah. Which...
they're saying the polls might switch. Do you think that could mess up our podcast?
We might have a few bit flips.
40,000 years.
We might have some blemishes, which are purely due to poles flipping. North and south, south and north. It's so hard to keep them straight anyway.
It's kind of how you got through college, flipping poles, right?
You talking about spinning poles?
Yeah, sure, whatever. Some's been poles.
You ever see a man spin up a pole?
No. And they call you the barbershop?
The what? The barbershop?
Yeah. Do you think anyone ever got the barbershop pole tattooed on their hee-haw?
I don't know. You see that figure skater with USA tattooed on her thigh, inner thigh, and it's just like...
Up in the podcast. Mm-hmm.
I don't know...
No, but like penis tattoos. That's a thing, right? Can you get that?
Some dude, I saw this on Reddit. Some dude tried to brand an arrow into his forearm.
Infected?
Well, yes. And they held the brand for about 8 or 10 seconds. And they said when they brand cattle, they only hold it for like 2 seconds. Yeah, so the thing got infected and like completely burned a hole like through the top layer of his skin. Like more than I guess that had to be like a 1st degree burn. And
I'll say an internet burn. That's even cheaper than
the internet burn is the worst burn you could have.
Sure is.
Oh, like that lightsaber kid. He's scarred for life emotionally, which is much harder.
No lightsaber nerd?
Yeah. He's probably a millionaire.
You think?
I don't know. If YouTube existed, he's probably raking in the cash.
Yeah.
He's probably just made $10,000 off of us talking about him.
A different one. A different kid.
But he had a penis because the arrow turned into
man, mushroom.
Yeah.
A mushroom action on the arrowhead. Shame when that happens.
Oh.
Quick smirk. This one's pretty awesome.
Oh, yeah?
So I went up on a date with a guy who mentioned in a previous podcast, like it's like friend to friend.
Your best friendish?
Right, but I don't know him. Because once you're 30, it's not like you go around meeting new people, especially if you're domesticated, like an animal.
Yeah.
Like you have a wife or
you have your boundaries and
something.
you have to stay within them, and then
There's a lot of events you go to where other domesticated males are. You know what I mean? They're all huddled together, and then we have to figure out what things we have in common, whether it's sports or music or video games or something.
Yeah. It's almost like you're an inert cloud of gas until you're not, and then if you're not, then you have to battle like rams. And you get thrown out of your house if you lose.
Well, anyway, a good friend of mine who wasn't a good friend, we'll call him James. He likes all the same music I do. And I was like, I listen to really crazy music, so I was like, that's awesome. He likes video games and stuff like that, so he's a pretty cool dude. So, my age, like everything. So, he keeps talking about going to a concert, and I never go. Last Monday, he was like, you want to go see Intervals? And I was like, I like Intervals enough. Let me check out the ticket prices. Where is it? It's in Philly. I'm like, cool. I'm like, I'll go. I'll do it. Let's do it.
Let's go. All right.
It's just me and him. Like, no other friends, no other people. Like, what's it going to be like? We can hold hands. I don't know.
Man, I could sense it.
So I looked it up. $19. Wow. After the ticketmaster fees.
What? How is
it
that
was $16 plus what? I don't know. Whatever. I'm not going to argue. $19. I have to go. I like Intervals. Whatever.
I feel like he's hacking the internet to get you there.
Listen, I had to look him up myself because he asked if I was still going. One of those things where I was like, "I'll go. Are you still going?" Yeah, I'll go.
I don't know. Maybe. Sure. Okay. I'm not a girl.
So meet at a bar, whatever.
Yeah.
Get a couple drinks. We're having a good time. It was an arcade bar. We actually played the Ninja Turtle arcade game and Street Fighter versus Marvel or something. It was kind of badass. I was like, but I didn't know him, so I couldn't. It was hard to talk trash. Like, hey, you piece of shit. And it's like, oh, I'm just kidding, man. I don't know if people call you that. Like, do you get my humor? They're like, hey, girly man, you want me to kick your ass in a dress? Oh, I'm just kidding, man. I don't know what you're. I'm cool. I like everybody. You know what I mean?
Oh man.
So anyway, we have a good time. Whatever, playing video games, having a couple drinks. Go to the concert. The opener was just finishing up. Like, this is awesome. So the next group comes out, and I said, what the heck's the name of the group before Intervals? And he says, Jason Richardson group. I was like, all right, whatever. I don't give a damn. So some guy's coming out, and he's got this, like, long hair, and he looks like a burnout, and he's tuning guitars. I figured he's just the tuning guy. So you always listen to what the tuning guy
shout
plays
at him?
At a show. You gotta have to shout at him. But, like, I want to shout a good thing at him. I'm shouting positive stuff. So if he picks up and he plays a Sabbath riff, I'm like, whoa, for fairies wear boots, or whatever, you know, like that would be the song. Like, I'd be like, that would be a cool song to play. So he picks it up and he plays this super rare song by Nick Johnston, who's like one of my favorite guitarists, off of Remarkably Human. So I went, Nick Johnston, Remarkably Human! And I'm looking around like, does anyone even know that song? And no one knows it. And the guy looks at me, and he just keeps tuning his guitar, and he ignores me. And I'm like, dude, no one else is going to get your reference. Like, just give me my props.
Give me.
So I'm like, dude, I'm on your side. So, like, 2 minutes later, just two other guys from the other band come out, and they start picking up their instruments, and he's playing guitar. And I'm like, is this Trent Richardson or Jason Richardson? Whoever the hell he's like, I have no idea. And we're Googling. I'm like, it doesn't look like him. And he starts playing Remarkably Human, the CD. And I'm like, I think that's Nick Johnston. And he's like, I don't know who you're talking about. And I turn to the guy next to me who I don't know. I'm like, is this Nick Johnston? And he's like, I don't know who you are. I don't know anything. And I'm asking, like, all these people. And it turns out it's Nick Johnston. And he's playing my favorite CD of, like, the past year or two or three. And I was like, and there's only like 150 people here, and I'm like going nuts. I'm like, this is like a secret concert that I got for $19. And I was like, and I'm trying to tell people, I'm like, yo, James, this is Nick Johnston. It's Nick Johnston. And he's like, good. Dude, he stole the whole show. He was better than the next guy, the Jason Richardson. He was better than the main group intervals. Dude, he killed it. And the guy, James, really enjoyed it. He kept like elbowing me, like we were like, yeah. And I was like, that's the guy. And it was just so good, and it felt so awesome because I had always wanted to see this guy live, and never thought I would. And intervals comes on, and it was all right. And we were, bouncing around a little bit. He goes like, "Hey, we've seen enough. Let's just roll." And I was like, "Yeah, let's just roll." And he was like, "I'm going to Taco Bell," and I was like, "I'm going to Burger King or home, and we're going our separate ways." And I was like,
Did you not eat at the same fast food place?
No. I figure I was pushing it too far at that point.
Yeah.
Plus, he lives. I think he lives like 20, 30 minutes away.
You got to play a little coy, yeah.
And a little bit. So we had a great night, and I literally saw a secret concert for me for $19. Like, how can you show up at a venue and your favorite CDs getting played live? That's awesome. Really made my week. I've been listening to Nick Johnston now ever since. For those at home, Nick Johnston, Remarkably Human. It's a really good CD.
Remarkably Human.
You'll find it. Just listen to it, everybody. It's really good.
You know, when I wrote Remarkably Human, I wrote it in like Scratch, so it looks like robot wrote it.
Well, I think Skeletons wrote it in his, because his album cover looks like skeletons. So.
They probably don't have very good dexterity, right?
I don't know. Well, none of that fat or skin or stuff getting in the way. Maybe they do.
Perfect calligraphy.
Skeleton, perfect calligraphy. You hear to hear, folks. Finally.
I drank quite a bit already. Surprisingly, I did not expect to just drink like all this brown water, which...
If you had to, let's say a fairy came down and waved a wand over you and was like, from now on, every time you have to poop, it's just going to disappear. Like, you're like, oh, I got to poop. And then it leaves your body. You don't have to poop. There are no negative side effects. Or the fairy comes down and waves its wand and, oh, I got to pee. I'm going to go to the bathroom. It's like, ding, and it disappears. Which would you rather lose? Would you give up pooping or peeing?
Do you get the bad side of pooping, too? Like diarrhea? Like the fairy just takes, like, poop, bing.
Oh, yeah, everything's gone. But you don't get to take any satisfying poops anymore.
This came up like a year ago or so, and
with us.
No, I think it was a Reddit.
Okay.
It was in Reddit that like a woman actually posted that she was like she was very satisfied with her poops, and that it'd be disturbing. It would disturb her not to poop anymore.
Yeah, I think it would suck. I mean, he has a good one. Come on.
Yeah, sometimes it's just like plunk, and you're just like, oh yeah.
I mean, you got some good ones. Like they're all kind of goodish.
And then, like, if you had,
I mean, it sucks sometimes when right, you have diarrhea or something's going on, or it's like the 5th time today. I ate something like I wouldn't mind losing that.
Like if you,
but then peeing is super awesome too.
Yeah, sometimes it is when you're super drunk and you just have so much, you just
letting it go.
I would think of it as like puking and pooping. Like those are the two things that define whether you're sick or not. Like if you could never say like I puked my guts out or like it just like people would never like try to one up you if you said like I was just sick and
but I mean puking kind of sucks. Let's say that.
Oh, it definitely does.
Okay, good.
Pooping has there's no. Well, do you think bulimics get satisfaction from that?
I bet you they feel satisfied immediately after. Like you puke, it's already done.
I think your nerves can get screwed up so that you feel like your throat is your anus, and like if you're bulimic, you probably might feel good. Who knows? Don't you think so, Nick?
With the neck anus comparison. But I hear you. That doesn't change the way you burp. I'll just say that.
You like try to hold it as long as possible. That makes sex really weird.
Oral sex.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean.
Okay, good. I didn't. Well, I was like anal sex. I don't know. Whatever. How about react to this? One more. Let's say you're watching a porno. You're like, you have a lot of alone time.
Yeah, I don't watch pornos, Nick.
If you were forced to at gunpoint.
Okay.
And you got
then I would.
For the life of you and everyone else around you. I understand.
Yes.
And you got like 7 videos in, and you start getting into weirder and weirder stuff because you're going by connected videos. You find one, and you're like, this is the one. And then in the middle of the porn video, someone who looks exactly like you, in fact, you think it's you, walks out in front of the camera, looks directly into your eyes, and says, stop what you're doing before it's too late. And they look at the camera for a little bit to make sure you stop, because I'm sure everyone would stop at that point.
Are they a woman?
No, it's you. It's just you walked out clothed in front of this sex scene. Do you stop?
I don't arouse myself, so I'd have to stop. But
clothed too. I mean, it's really not sexy. Something weird is going on. And then you're like, hold on, maybe it's a hallucination. So you're trying to figure it out. You pause the video and rewind to the exact spot where you appeared on screen, and you can see yourself coming back on screen again.
I was thinking you were going to say it was a live stream of all of a sudden it's you on the screen. And then, like, all these women are really enjoying you.
No. That's the easy one. That's a damn porno fantasy. I'm saying something eerie happens. You're fully clothed. You walk in front of the porno, like, you're in front of the camera.
Yeah, but I don't know what the imminent danger is. It's like...
Oh, I have no idea. It might be nothing. Maybe it's just someone who looks like you, and it's a spoofy porn that decided this would be great as part of their...
I gotta stop doing the drugs then, because there's no way.
Just saying, man.
How did I finish? There's no way that I finish. That's how the full sentence, if you put it together, without the pause.
Okay.
But I do, maybe not. I don't know. Depends.
It'd be weird seeing yourself on video anywhere where you weren't.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, would it be weirder if you tried to pause it and you went back and it was missing?
Unpanders.com. It just shows you and our faces together right in the middle.
Just both looking at the camera like, you should stop this.
Yeah, that happened the last time that I was forced to watch porn. And an advertisement happened right in the middle, and I was like...
What was the ad for? Do you remember?
That's probably like penis enlargement or something stupid.
Oh, like a porno ad. Okay, well that's not that bad. I mean, it would be worse if it was like an ad where a child is getting into a car seat and it's like, buckle up your children before they die. And it's like, no, it's just... like... Buckle my kid all the time. Why do we gotta...
You don't have to tell me that. You can save it for the end.
Yeah. Make sure the seatbelts are tight enough when they wear winter jackets. Sometimes, man... Come on, is this commercial
Step
over?
1, properly place them in the seat. And you're just like,
shoulder straps go over the shoulders. God, I'm losing it here. I'm losing it.
Oh, man.
Well, do you think it's time?
I think it is time.
Everyone, buckle the F.
Oh, yeah.
It's time.
You're tall enough to ride this ride.
Celebrity Challenge ride. Woo!
I wait so long for this moment, and now that it's come...
Now you just need a snack and maybe a nap, huh?
Yeah. I need some napkins and some little tissues. I'll take a real tiny tissue right here. Oh, boy.
Got a lot of tiny tissues sitting right next to the computer?
Yep.
For any reason?
A single tear. It's the size of the tissue.
Perfectly displaces all the water.
It's like when you cut yourself with a razor and this little blood spot and you have this little... It's like they cover up all the tears. They're just this sprinkling of napkins, tissues. Sorry, I'm French Canadian.
It's funny you said when you shave and cut yourself.
Mm.
Has a lot to do with our next celebrity challenge.
Oh. I thought you were going to pick somebody that was an Olympic athlete because they're kind of celebrities.
Nope. These are real celebrities. People who actually are famous for a reason, not because they play sports or games.
Yeah.
These are celebrities that we've all looked up to since we were children, leaders in the community, people who help out. people who really affect our lives, not Olympians. So, excuse me, my rant is over. We challenge Harry from Harry and the Hendersons and Alf.
Alf?
Yeah. It's a shave off.
Alf doesn't have that much hair, and he's
all hair.
Volumetrically, he's smaller.
Oh, you're right, he is. But he's also more puppet-like. So I think Harry has a bigger advantage. He's more human.
Can you use Nair on animals?
Oh, man, what if we covered them both in Nair? That'd be pretty gross.
Like, his hair's so thick, I don't think it would get to the root. For Harry. Alf has some skin on his face. I think it could slowly migrate over his scalp.
What would Harry look like without hair?
Oh my god, I wouldn't want that coming at me. Like, I think it's scarier than a Sasquatch.
Yeah, it is. At least the hair is soft, it's nice.
What would his junk look like?
I don't know, man. Swinging? Ooh. What does Alf's junk look like? He's an alien. We got something weird going on. I want to see both of them look like hairless cats.
There aren't many hairy aliens out there. Like, no one ever portrays an alien as hairy.
Well, they did. Alf was real, I think.
Huh.
Well, anyway, we're going to donate as many pounds of hair as dollars to a charity of the winners. Whatever, dude.
Yeah, since they're fictitious, I don't know how. I'll take it. I will agree to that. Yes.
You'll double the money.
Yeah. Quadruple the amount of hair I will remove from my body.
People come out of retirement all the time. I'm talking about Alf.
It's like Chewbacca. I think Chewbacca and Harry would probably have a good...
Probably, but Chewbacca might be real. Who knows?
In the future, maybe.
Maybe. Word of the day is speciesism. I thought it was a funny word because you can be prejudiced against something for it being a different species. Like prejudice against cows or orangutans.
It's interesting.
Except that I saw an entire Wikipedia article that was like 4,000 terms long and had all these sections, and I was like, really? And I couldn't find an individual species that's prejudiced and had a name. Like,
the most prejudiced species?
Well, I was thinking more like Giraffesaurus, someone who's prejudiced against giraffes. Like, how cool would that be? If I found a word like that, I would use that as my word of the day, but I couldn't find one.
Like raccoons. Like,
it's prejudiced against raccoons.
Most people are, because they go through their trash.
They're cute as hell.
I was watching the Olympics, and South Korea has a raccoon lounge where you get to play with raccoons while you get your drinks.
Really?
Yeah, and they look cute and cuddly, and I was like, this isn't the raccoon that I know.
Ooh, well, you know rabies is incurable past a certain point, right?
It is?
You don't know this?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's why it's one of the more deadly diseases. If you get rabies and it lasts, what is the cycle, like 6 days, 4 days, a week? I have no idea. Whatever the cycle is, once it gets past the part where you start fearing water, maybe? Is that a thing? Right?
People get rabid, right? Like
yeah, that's a real thing. Huh. That's why as soon as you get attacked by any wild animal, they want you to get a rabies shot. Because if they don't get to it within 48 hours or something, it's incurable. It's in your brain.
Wow.
You will die from rabies.
Really?
Like after a certain point, it's got like 100% kill rate.
Mortality rate?
Yeah, thank you. For bringing science to something that apparently you don't know. Yeah, so if you get someone rabies, the problem is I think rabies is so...
It's kind of noticeable.
It's rare, but it's also weird. Like, who foams at the mouth, fears water, and scratches, whatever. And it's weird. You have animal scratches. Like, you know what I mean? Everyone's like, well, give him the rabies shot. We got it in the back.
One of my friends in grade school said he had rabies, and he was, like, spitting at the mouth. He did not have rabies, but...
Was it anyone I know?
It's funny because I told my mom, and my mom called his mom, and they made one of those, like, is your son okay? And it's like... Oh.
I was wondering because he has rabies and he only has 48 hours.
Yeah.
Or he'll be dead, Jennifer. Saying, Mom, you don't want your kid to be dead from rabies. It's like, quick.
Whoa.
That's dark. everything here.
Oh man, good finish. That was
Let's do it.
perfectly synced. We should just end the
disease.
episode right now.
Let's do diseases. I don't care.
Well, I wanted to talk about the one thing that I did yesterday. So I got this super tiny, expensive thing that I just needed to insert right into my computer, which was this.
Oh, you bought it?
Yeah, no. Well, I bought the super version. So there's like the the Evo, Samsung.
What's the difference? Fill me in.
The difference is that this is like 10 times faster than the other one.
How fast is it?
I think it's like 3,600 megabytes per second.
Well, what do they usually? Don't they usually go by
100.
RPMs?
Nah, well, what are you talking about? Mechanical
It's like hard
age?
drive.
What is this? It's like silver, bronze, gold,
Hold on.
platinum, ultra platinum.
A standard hard drive is measured in RPMs, right?
A standard mechanical hard drive. An electrical
Thank
one
you.
that's
Okay,
NAND.
hold on.
NAND is 100. So this is like 30 times faster. 36 if you want to be accurate to my math earlier.
Did on that earlier. Is that why you didn't have the last part of the podcast prepared as much? You were busy preparing your numbers on your SSD?
Oh no.
How big was it? How much room?
500 gigabytes. So this is $200.
That was 500 gig?
500 gig. You
Yeah.
saw the 500 gig?
I kind of want it now.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I thought it was like a 500 megabyte for $80. It's a 500 gigger.
It's funny because I moved files from the shitty hard drives to onto that one, and then I didn't have a reason to use it yet. But I was like, I'm just gonna copy files onto the same drive, even though they're the same, just to watch it, and it was faster, a lot faster. And I was like,
Run the program? Have you run any programs on it?
oh no, but I will. I will feel the speed.
Titanfall 2 on there yet?
That's exactly what I will do.
Oh yeah, dude, that game's gonna run butter smooth.
Super smooth. I can't wait to load faster than you and just be playing the game and be like, wee, and then just be waiting.
Is it a 4K monitor?
I have 4 monitors that are 1K apiece.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I'm immersed.
I understand.
They're all around me.
What if I have a 4K monitor and a regular monitor? They can go back to back, or does that change something because I'm now running 2 resolutions?
I don't know. They had shit. There was a game that my roommate played that was like Commander or some shit. I don't fucking know. But it like deliberately had like the game and like a mini map that was on the second screen. Like it was intended to have 2 screens.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, except the game sucked. Like it had no.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
That happens.
Like watching him play was incredibly boring. But
Yeah, I guess.
that's how it goes. So Samsung SSD, it doesn't suck. I mean, that's pretty good. It's supposed to be the best. It was $200 off of some place that didn't charge tax. I'm not going to mention that website because
Is it like something that usually sits in your refrigerator, or like as soon as you open the door? Not butter. The other one.
Margarine?
No, you don't keep your chicken periods up there?
New.
Yeah. Is
Yes.
that where it was?
Yep, I think it was.
I got credit there. Maybe I'll
I'll
give it
take
a
that.
look.
Yeah.
Like, that's so awesome.
Did you get the? This is personal talk here. You guys can shut off now.
Everyone, stop paying attention. We're doing a little PC talk. We get a little hot under the collar.
Yeah.
We'll talk about computers.
Because Nick's actually a major nerd.
Yeah, I
nerd.
hide it, but then I'm like, oh, what? 500 gigabyte? What? This is incredible. Except I didn't know the speed of hard drives. Apparently, SSDs.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Rotations per minute. So what did you? I had a deal for $100 for that 500 gig. Not because this is a different form factor. It plugs directly in, and it's got like a M2 slot or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I didn't pull the trigger on anything. Here's my big problem.
You get excited and you have to wait. And you have to savor
I get excited for
statistics.
the new games coming out with 4K technology. I'm thinking I could use a 4K monitor, right?
How much did that? What was that?
I could get one for $400. A decent. Hold on. I'm not done. Hold on.
You gotta get a whole new upgrade. It's ridiculous.
Hold on. I'm not done.
I know you're
problem.
not done.
This is the problem. I overclocked my processor, I bought it bigger than I needed to. I do it. I don't care. I'll do it. I'm a man. I overclock my RAM because there's a setting to whatever. Like it's 16 gigs of RAM. I overclock it because why not? Like everything I have is streamlined, fast.
You can hear it whine as you turn it on.
No, it's fairly quiet. There's one bottleneck, and it's a pretty important one. My video card. I bought a 970.
970, yep.
Now, 980s came out, the 1080s came out, 1070s came out, and now they're thinking of a new one.
They got like 2040s or something.
Right, it's going to be ridiculous.
Yeah.
Problem is, if I want to write 4K gaming, I probably need a new video card. So now I need to buy a monitor and a video card. Oh, and crypto mining has ruined the video card economy.
Yeah.
God damn it, cryptocurrency.
You can't buy one because it's so ridiculous.
Like $600 for what I have, which it shouldn't be. It went up in price since I bought it.
We bought it around the same time, and mine was what, $300. Yours was around the. I got the 970.
970.
Yeah.
All right.
Got the box in
It's
there.
good.
I kind of want to pull it out.
Good.
Whip it out
And wait,
for you.
so I also have SLI. I could run two 970s.
Yeah, I could do that, but mine was a special edition.
Oh, so you'd have to have two of the special edition?
Yeah, not gonna happen.
No, you're not gonna find it, and it's overpriced now anyway.
Yeah,
Paying the same you do now as you did 3 years ago or whatever, right? It's bullshit.
Luckily, I own NVIDIA stock, and I've held it for a long time.
Have you?
Yeah.
It's crazy. Has it gone up crazy?
It's like 30 times. Holy crap. It has gone up a lot.
I bet it has.
That's why I've sold out. Okay,
Okay,
back to our
get into the main topic.
Yeah, let's go to the topic.
5 minutes.
We got excited. We got a little excited there about technology.
Oh. PC chatter. Anyway, come back, everyone. We told them to look away.
Ooh, I gotta start writing down my words because I had word of the day. It was right there, and I just a little amiss. Oh, ineffectual. That was a good one because my son had this bottle, and like usually like he like whines or he tries to throw it, and this time he didn't even like pick it up. He kind of lifted it up and just kind of like tossed it, and he looked at me like, you know what that means, but I was like, yeah, but I was like, that didn't really hit a chord, and he's learning my boundaries.
So he's pushing them every day.
Yeah.
He recently celebrated some happy events. Does he have a good time? Is he a pain in your ass more now?
He's becoming too smart now. I guess they understand that they can like pull your strings emotionally, and they start trying to figure out if they can make you do stuff.
Boundaries is the big thing. And yeah, you're right. And when crying works, maybe this will work. When this doesn't work, crying works. When that doesn't work, does a third thing work? When that doesn't work, does aggression work? Like they're like, Jesus. And you're like
flipping the switches. They're just like rapidly.
You're like, stop all of it. I'm becoming my parents. I hate you. I said no. I didn't say try a new way to get it. It's like.
They'll learn eventually. So let's talk about disease. Like, what do you want to talk about disease for? Huh? Like, what aspects? The worst? The best? The best disease? How about that one?
Look up the list of 9 or 8 or 7 that shows up on every...
Seven worst diseases in history.
Did you know how they did that? Because everyone copied the exact same list.
Oh, are they from the CDC or some garbage?
No, they all just copied the same list. I tried to figure out if it was by number of deaths per year. That would be one data set.
Mm-hmm.
No. They say they all used a conformed data set that used number of deaths per year, mortality rate once you've contracted the disease spreading, how new it is, and how much of a pandemic it could become.
Yeah, but it's like the game pandemic. Like if it's too deadly.
No, plague.
Yeah, well, I guess there's two versions. I think there is two versions, plague and pandemic.
Plague?
Huh.
This plague's the one with the planes and the ships and all, and you have to transform everything.
That was pandemic. I think maybe the same guy made two different games for the people who use different verbiage, such as you and myself.
Wow. Well, plague probably came first.
Yeah. Well, the point I was making is that if it's too deadly, it doesn't go anywhere. So, like, the deadliest thing known to man probably killed somebody. It's dead. It killed itself.
Honestly, it probably wouldn't, though. You don't think it would spread anyway?
I think it would kill off a village. Like if it dropped in New York City, it might kill off all of New York City. But then...
You don't think it would spread? People go in and out of New York every day.
If it was too deadly. If it killed somebody in like an hour, like it's not going to go
off. An hour? What kind of disease is this? My goodness. This is a hell of a disease. Usually they take at least a week or 6.
Yeah, what is the fastest disease to kill you? That's the curious
I didn't look that up. Interesting. All right, and I'll go over a little bit here. You look up the disease that kills the fastest. Now I want to know.
Diseases that can kill within 24 hours, one whole day.
Is one Valeriform and the Mission Impossible 2? They created 2 diseases, or they created a disease and the cure.
I don't know.
You see 2?
I saw 2, but I don't remember.
Cruz? He rides a motorcycle. He kicks everyone's ass.
I'm going to get distracted now. I'm going to search for Penelope Cruz.
Well,
she's up there in my list.
Yeah. She's a hot looker in this one. Everyone hates Mission Impossible 2 because it was full of crap, but I thought it was one of the funniest damn movies I've ever seen.
There are actually a lot of diseases that will kill you in 24 hours, but I don't want to say them all. I'm trying to summarize them.
Is it offensive, or you find a popular one I've heard of?
There's MRSA. Let's go with MRSA, which is
staph-resistant bacteria.
Yeah. So
MRSA kills what? I think I had MRSA for all I know.
No, I've seen people that have had it, and it starts eating away their skin. Like it's almost like a leper.
Yeah, it's literally it's like a leprosy, common day leprosy.
Is that what happened to your finger?
No. And I think a guy who I knew, my ex-girlfriend's friend in college, he got it from the Schuylkill River, the Christiana River.
Yeah.
He was a rower, and it got on his leg or his arm, I forget, and it just totally ate the skin. But, it was awful, but he was fine. It didn't kill him at all.
Do they have to, physically cut off chunks of skin to save him, right?
I don't know, because I don't recall him with big chunk of skin missing. I think
grow back.
Listen, I don't know.
There's a list of them though. There's a lot of them that can kill you in 24 hours.
Any other good ones? We know
flesh-eating bugs. Other ones are I don't even want to mention them because it doesn't count. It doesn't count. It's not a bug. It's not a virus. It's not a bacteria. Like stroke. Stroke will kill you immediately, but that's not. Fair. Yeah, that's not a bug. Bubonic plague. That's a good one.
I don't think that took 24 hours either.
It says it's on the list. Meningitis Center of Australia.
What website?
If you trust Australia's scientific community.
I don't. Nope.
Shit. Australia, come on.
Did you know between the 17 and 1800s in Australia, they had a little thing called smallpox?
Which is still around.
Well, hold on. When British people were colonizing Australia,
those fucking British people
killed 50% of the Aborigines.
Wow, those natives, man. The Native Americans.
A lot of these things. I know.
Oh, yeah, they said that about same thing. Native Americans got killed by the smallpox, and that thing's brutal, man. It mars your face and scars you all up, and just oof. It's not a good disease. You don't want that disease.
Want to hear a crazy one? Malaria. There are 500 million cases a year. Now, that could be the same case again if you didn't die from it a year later.
Yeah.
But there are constantly 500 million cases per year in the world.
What was the number of deaths? I
didn't have the number. You have it from malaria?
2 million per year die of malaria.
It's not terrible as far as have it die from it, unless it takes 10 years, and that sucks.
Yeah. Well, again, 2 million doesn't have a reference. How often do you think someone dies from malaria in the world?
Good point. Not in America, not in Canada, not in Mexico. So
mostly
probably all Africa.
Africa, yeah. But if you had 2 million people in front of you, how often would someone die from that? Like the people that are going to die. If you had a whole the whole year's worth of deaths, and they're all standing in front of you.
So 2 million people in front of you died.
Yeah, and they're all going to die. How often would they fall down?
I don't know.
Yeah, every 20 seconds someone would fall down.
Really?
Yeah, so that's someone dying like 3 people dying a minute. That's a crazy
Wow.
number.
That is pretty crazy.
And that's not even like the biggest disease.
Now, what we're talking about right now, these are all called pandemics
Mm-hmm.
because they're global diseases. We're not talking about like a little tiny flu or whatever. No, plagues can't. But pandemic is Greek for all people.
Wow.
I thought that was weird because it doesn't even say the word disease or anything.
That
It's
is
been
strange.
applied to diseases, I think.
It's like Pangea. Like, I guess it's all Geas, like all land.
Or
Yeah, there's some other use of pan today that I listened to, and I forget it was on a podcast that I...
don't say Joe Rogan.
I'm not going to say it. No, I'm going to say it.
Damn it, Dan.
Keep it ambiguous.
So I looked up like AIDS. Right now, it's estimated 36.7 million people have AIDS.
How many million?
36.7.
36.7.
I mean, it's a huge number. But then you start talking about like Black Plague, which we might discuss in a minute,
Mm-hmm.
which doesn't sound crazy. So Black Plague or AIDS, 36.7 million people have it. This is a 2016 study.
Yep.
1.8 million new infections were reported that year.
AIDS is one of those that's
how many people died that year of AIDS?
I'd say like 500,000.
1 million.
Well, okay. Also, that's the same.
Right, you're in the ballpark. I mean, you got the idea. It's not like 40 million or all of them die. It's like 1 million of the 36 that reportedly have it die every year.
It's one of those things that they purportedly say is mostly related to the gays, but that I don't know if that's necessarily true.
And Africa, right?
Yeah, Africa. Yeah, it's like all sorts of rumors about it, but like it's one of those ones that
it's probably at least a little true.
Yeah, it's one of those ones that like if you have it and you're virile, so you're like sexually active, it's like ooh, like I don't know, like it's
Didn't they try someone with murder? People
you
who
deliberately had sex because you were
deliberately have unprotected sex with people when you have AIDS. Yeah,
I think they did, and they found that person guilty because they wanted to infect the person.
I think.
If you knowingly have a disease, you're not allowed to transmit it.
What if you have like little bumps on your pee pee and you're like, woo-hoo. Is that illegal? I have no idea. Maybe it is in like a small claims court.
You have to prove
ask
it.
your woman. I don't know.
Yeah, you have to ask your woman. So, in the middle of all these terrible diseases, I decided, if there's a disease that will make me a better human being, does it exist? And someone decided to name a disease Best Disease.
Oh, wait, someone named one Best Disease?
Yeah, I guess it was their last name.
This might be you.
This causes blindness, which is a genetic condition.
Go ahead. Anyway.
Oh, it's something you're born with, and it affects your eye, and eventually you go blind. You can't read, write, or watch TV.
But that's it. I mean, it sounds like a pretty nice disease if it just does the one thing.
It's very simple. Yeah, but what an asshole. He calls it Best Disease.
You're sure it was an American?
You've got the best disease. Like, it's like
congratulations.
You won't see it in a year. No. What a dick. How do you do that? The best one.
It's a little funny.
Yeah. And people will be like, if you can't tell people like what you have.
The doctor. Good news.
I have the best one.
You have the best disease. Thank God, Doc. So what? Like nothing? You'll go blind.
Oh, sadness. That's terrible. Moment of silence. Moment of silence for those with the best disease.
We're being reverent. I don't know if you can tell.
Yeah. I had a moment and I can help myself.
That visually.
Okay.
So real quick, I did want to touch on also resistant diseases.
Mm-hmm. Like how the body defends itself or what?
We can talk about that. The most dangerous diseases are the ones, and I notice all of them seem to do this. Ebola attacks not T-cells, dendrites, I think.
The dendrites are like nerves that transmit to other nerves. It's the same thing in your brain. Like if you can't transmit through the dendrites, then you can't think. Is that what Ebola does?
I think it's a different dendrite. There's the immune system in the human body has like 50 different cells that are considered good guys, like white blood cells, T-cells.
Mm-hmm.
I think dendrite is one that sounds...
Dendrite's a nerve cell.
Maybe I'm saying it wrong. Dendrite, maybe? I'm telling you, it wasn't... I don't think it was the nerve... I know what you're talking about. There's dendrites in the brain.
Yeah.
I think this was a cell that's more of a... when there's invasion by foreign bodies. This is just one of the... I call it the bodies.
There's like a B cell, I think. Like there's
No, it's not a B cell. That's a thing too. I'm telling you, there are like 50 good guy immune cell response things. Like one causes inflammation, one causes things. If you Kyrgyzstan, the Kurzo, whoever.
Kyrgyzstan?
Yeah. The YouTube video people. They do one on Ebola.
Yeah, and
I thought you were looking it up.
I was searching 50 good guy immune system cell.
It might not be 50, dude. It could be 130. It could be 92. It could be 16. Look up every cell involved in immunity.
Immunity cells. Immunity cells. That's all I'll search for.
And then one that begins with a D. Anyway.
Dendritic. I'll allow you. Phagocytes. Yep.
What was it?
I'll say the sentence because it sounds ridiculous when I read it. The innate leukocytes include the phagocytes, macrophages, neutrophils, and dendritic cells.
Okay, dendritic must be the ones that hang out near the skin or something. Maybe? I don't know.
I think dendritic cells probably protect your nerves.
Sure, we're both right. Is that what you want to?
Sure. Yeah.
Anyway,
you should see me argue with my wife.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I can imagine. But most of these really crazy infectious diseases, whether it's AIDS, malaria, Ebola, a lot of them tend to hide from the immune stuff by attacking the immune system. At least attacking the immune system part that has to communicate with the rest of the immune system. Like, there are these guys that hang around, like the bodyguards, and they kind of like body up on anything that seems foreign in the body. And then from there, they send out messages that say, like, hey, I got some homies over here, let's crack down. And then things like T-cells and stuff show up, and then like white blood cells, and like all these crazy things start coming and swarming and just beat the hell out of it and just destroy it. Mm-hmm. The thing these really deadly viruses do is they attack the T-cells, whether it's the bodyguard or whoever. They attack him, and they take his body and they start using it, all the resources, all the ATP it builds up, all the water it has, energy, whatever. And they start reproducing like crazy. And the whole time they're reproducing, nothing crazy is getting sent out to the rest of the body, so it doesn't react to it. And meanwhile, you can have millions of these little cells that are filling up with the virus, and eventually they all burst at once. And now instead of 1 million viruses, you have like 1 million viruses. Or whatever, exploding all over the body.
Because they're replicating.
Crazier is they seem to always target the liver. Not all of them, but malaria did, typhus did, I think cholera did. I could be wrong on a couple of these.
I thought the liver filtered your blood or something, right?
It does. It gets out a lot of filters out toxins.
Toxins, yeah.
But they all seem to go to the liver. I don't know about AIDS. And they go there and like they wreak havoc on your liver, and a lot of them, essentially a lot of these things, eat up the cells and cause you to bleed out. Like that's their big terrible MO.
Yeah.
Right. So your body starts pumping in water and blood into these areas, and the cell lining is ripped. Like all these cells are messed up, so it just floods the area, and that's why you lose most of your water in your body. So you become dehydrated, you have diarrhea, trouble breathing, like all this stuff happens to you.
Have you ever seen like I think there's like penicillin when they use it on bacterial cells, like viruses and whatnot? not viruses, but like the cells that cause disease.
Sure, bacteria.
Yeah, it would literally like rip apart their skin, and like their skin would burst.
Right, is that what penicillin does? Because they all do something different. Penicillin must get inside the bacteria and then erode the walls. So everything inside the bacteria that was doing all this work is just like,
yeah.
You're screwed.
It makes it like all kind of funky, and then they start like absorbing water, and then just.
So they have all different kinds of antibiotics, and they all do different things. One of them does something like that. It rips open the cells, so that guess what? You're screwed.
Uh-huh. It pops like a balloon. Makes me laugh.
Right. There's a bunch that actually make the bacteria slow down. Like they must have some connectors in them that connects to everything inside the cell. So it just becomes like glue, like all these everything they're sending, like their messages inside, everything they want to do, get rid of waste, like everything sticks this thing. So it's like this big sticky bomb. And it's like they can't do anything. So they can't reproduce, they can't move, they can't do anything, they can't get rid of waste. So they just sit there and don't do anything, and then eventually the white blood cells and everything destroyed.
It's like a flash grenade.
Right. And there's a whole bunch of other stuff that antibiotics do, but certain cells learn tricks to get rid of it. Like there are certain bacteria that now have a pump that can get rid of antibiotics. It's like just shoot it out right before they can do all this, and it's like, whoa, how did they learn that? Yeah, you son of a bitch. But obviously that bacteria is going to survive and teach other bacteria.
That's the craziest thing, is that you have, not only is this like a human trait, is that it's like a mammalian trait. So all the mammals on the world can get these diseases, and as humans, we're morons because we're feeding cattle, like millions of cattle, these antibacterial medications that we use.
And pigs,
and they allow them to just mutate all these bacteria. You're creating we're creating a superbug right now.
Right.
It's only a matter of time before it takes flight, like changes swine flu or avian flu, and then it hits us, and then all of a sudden we don't have any
antibiotics that'll work on it.
Yep.
Well, that's the great fear, is that we've created MDR,
medically resistant drugs,
multi-drug resistant.
Okay.
Right, same idea. We've created all these strains. There actually is an MDR-TB, tuberculosis, that's out. There's an MDR. There's a couple MDRs that are out that no one really can use antibiotics to get rid of. And it's a little scary, but those are, I want to say, common antibiotics, readily available ones.
Yeah.
Even top secret ones. I think there's a name for the one that they use in hospitals.
Like use it in hospitals, yeah. There's
what the hell is it called?
My son had a potential for something. I'll go through a personal story.
Good.
So like my son had like an issue with breathing and respiratory stuff. It was not related, but what they do is they test his like where his spine would be, because he's still he was very young at the moment. So like they test his spinal fluid to see if he has some sort of like infection in his nerves and his spinal fluid. And like when they do that, your skin naturally has all of these I forget what they're called, but they have like, it's bacteria, but it has like all sorts of nasty stuff on top of it. Like your body naturally defends itself because it has a layer of skin to protect it. So when they test his spine, they puncture through his skin, and then they suck up these cells. So the cells that are on the top of the skin show that he has a viral infection. So I think it was like vancomycin or something that they pumped through him because they were unsure of if they had caused it themselves or if he actually had this infection.
Right. They don't, that chicken or the egg type thing.
Yeah.
Did we cause it testing, or did we?
And they did. They did cause it via testing. But they have these like secret weapons in the hospital that they control personally.
Right. They have a crazy. What did you say it was called? Something mycin.
Vancomycin.
There is mycin is also a antibiotic. So I took one for my tooth. It wasn't that mycin. It was a different mycin. But so they have these secret weapons they don't sell to the general public because they like to keep them.
Yeah, because people only take half their dosage and then flush it down the toilet.
Right, or take them for no reason because they have a cold or something, which is a virus.
Yep, it doesn't help.
Right, so all these things create these super bacteria, and I think the ultimate thought is, on one level, that we'll create this one bacteria that's resistant to everything, and it'll wipe out 30% of the population, which
brings us to
Black Death, I'll say.
Yes.
I know. Black Death happened between 1347 and 1353 in Europe. Sorry, it happened elsewhere
So over 5 years.
Yeah, this is the big. It had many recurrences before, many recurrences after.
Yeah, small.
But its big, its big hit movie was Black Death 1, 1347 to 1353. 75 million people were killed in that time.
So that
they
was
estimated that it was 1/3 of the population in Europe.
At the
not
low
the world,
estimate,
not the world. Everyone says the world. It was just in Europe, but still.
I read it was up to like 60% of Europe. That might be
I read
high. 53% is what I read.
I'm drinking.
But like, I bring it back to like, there's like, if there's 2 million people that are going to die of malaria in front of you, someone's going to die every 20 seconds. Like the other version is like, if you're in Europe and you have a family of your parents
7,
and you,
8,
or
and
siblings
or whatever, right? Sure.
You probably have like one remaining member of your family if you're lucky.
That's nuts if you think of it. So your mom, your aunt, your 2 brothers, your 1 sister, your other sister almost died, but she didn't. In fact, she got hit by a car, the first car ever. And then, and you're like, my God, is anyone left? Like people just died.
I guess the crazy thing is like if you live in a city that dense, like if you live in New York City, and like people start dying of this disease, you have to lock yourself up and not touch anybody.
I guess. Or do you think some people were naturally immune and it doesn't really show up? They don't talk about that.
Carriers. I'll talk about myself because I got mono my first year of college.
Yeah,
I don't know if you remember this.
I do, a little bit.
I went to my first college party and someone would say, "Hey man, drink this." And I said, "What is it?" And they go, "Everclear."
Mono!
Yeah.
I went slow-mo.
So I drank that stupid thing, and I immediately, I got super hammered. I went home, felt fine for the first portion of the night, and then I was out. Like, I almost, don't remember, the next 2 or 3 weeks because I was asleep. So it's like, certain things, I forget where I was going with that. What would you say before that? Sorry.
Carriers, which is not carriers.
Oh, yeah, carriers. I always blame my high school girlfriend, because she was a carrier of mono, and she wouldn't admit it. She would say, no, I don't have mono, and then, a year later, she texted me, she's like, I'm a carrier. And I was like...
So, hold on, you never got sick from her. I remember this a little bit, right?
Yeah.
So, how did that make you more susceptible to get sick?
It's when you... mono can, it can sit in your system until... Yeah, I can be a carrier until...
So, it had nothing to do with the party? It was her mono that eventually activated?
I don't know. I doubt that it felt like it was Everclear because that burned went on its way down. So things surviving in alcohol is very unlikely. But alcohol can be a trigger for starting a disease.
Really?
Yeah. If you weaken your own immune system to a point where the disease can then proliferate.
Come to life. Okay.
Yep. It'll take charge. And I think that's what happened.
Well, what's interesting is not to bring it back, break it down. Black Death, bubonic plague, spread by rats, fleas, all that good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
1/3 of the population eventually got it and died from it.
The thing that...
I was going to say, do you remember H1N1?
I'm gonna bring it back to that in 2 seconds.
Okay, go ahead.
The one thing that I went to Pompeii in Rome, near Rome, Italy, and I had to mention it because whatever.
Okay.
The way their city was designed, which I always thought was pretty awesome. So they literally had like all these little
villas?
I would say villas, yeah, little apartment condo things that were 2 stories tall. And their streets were designed to be 2 or 3 feet deep. So you would literally dump your garbage, all your shit, right in the middle of the street. And then they'd wait for it to rain, and then the rain would just wash it away, right?
Well, depending on, I guess, the angle, but yeah, right.
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. But their city was designed on a slope so that it would carry it away eventually. Well, if you live, in a... around, 1840, 1850s? I don't think that it's much better.
13. Wait, which one?
Which, I don't know. The bubonic plague is probably...
1300, dude.
Yeah, there's no way they have, sewage or anything taking the trash away.
Well, that shit was just laying around.
Yeah, so,
Not
all
to
that...
mention, it's primary transmitted through dead bodies.
Yeah, so you have all these dead bodies. People have to handle them. There's no way to dispose of them. All this stuff spreads rapidly.
Yeah, hold up. What if there was a disease that killed people? Whatever. It wasn't a 100% kill rate, but it was 100% handle the dead body rate. If you would transmit it. Would they run into a bit of a problem, the government? They can't be like, fine, we'll double your salary. We'll triple it. No. So then all these bodies start piling up. What would they do?
Dude, man. You'd have entire cities just evacuated. There'd be dead bodies everywhere.
Yeah, so you'd have to just walk away? Leave? Or would people in hazmat
be like Chernobyl.
have to get paid like $500,000 a year to come pick up some dead bodies? And even then, would you do it for $500K a year? Say there's a tear in your suit.
I'd pretend to do it, since it was a government job.
Stop. Son of a... I'm doing it.
Yeah, bring us a dead body that does have the disease. It's like, well, I killed somebody and I injected them with a virus. Give me the money.
After the fact.
Yeah, I'd rather do that.
Some crazy stuff.
So you're going H1N1?
H1N1.
Is that avian or is that swine flu? Is that a mix?
That's avian, I think. Actually, it says H5N1.
Because they killed off so many.
Yeah. Well, so let's say, hold on. Let's say Zika, even.
Oh, that's exactly where I was going. Because it's the Olympics. Brazil's
Olympics.
Everything
becomes a hot topic.
Yep.
So Zika killed 1.5 million people in the world.
It did? I don't trust that.
Since it started.
Is it that many?
This is over 15 years.
15 years? It's weird because I only heard about it like 5 years ago.
2005 or 9 or whatever it was. Double check me.
I will.
1.5 million.
Which of these clicks do I trust the most?
None of them, but...
Just keep talking because this is garbage.
Well, what I'm getting at is that seems like a high number, but over the course of the entire disease, it's not that high a number. I think it was in the media like it was wildfire. Like things were crazy. Well, even, let's go bird flu, because I actually have a number for that. It says like 50,000 people were killed by bird flu in the world.
Which isn't really that much.
Not at all. It was literally the biggest talk in the world. It was going to end the world. It's the superbug that kills superbugs. It's going to spread like wildfire. Meanwhile, the Black Death killed 1 out of every 3 people in
And it was like
Europe.
hundreds of millions of people.
Right, just 75 million people. That's crazy. So, my thinking is that any superbug we get that's resistant to bacteria or antibiotics, we will probably find a new antibiotic that kills it. We will probably always be a step ahead. I can't guarantee it.
Well, I wonder if those are like fake news targeted stories that...
A little bit. I mean...
Like Zika was... It seemed like it was intended to discourage people from watching the Olympics in Brazil. Because that was exactly when it was like the peak.
Well, or to go to Brazil. Either one.
Or to go, yeah.
Right, I agree.
And
when really, nothing really happened.
Yeah, I was reading a story about the cases of Zika in America, and most of the time, like in the United States, Florida had very little cases. Like, it was extremely rare. And other states had, like, one case.
1 and 3 cases, and 1 case, and 2 cases. There's never a state that had, like, 5 cases or even more.
And they attributed it to group, what do they call it? Like, what was this?
Mosquitoes, I thought.
No, they attributed it to mosquitoes, but they called it group immunization because, like, Florida is still susceptible because not that many people have it. But once you have like a herd of people that have had it and can't get it again, then it's gone. Like that disease can't possibly spread because you have 90% of the people immune to it because they've already dealt with it. So like part of it is like the human body is amazing because it can figure out these diseases and fight it. And then on a large scale, if all of the people learn how to defend themselves, then the disease is worthless. Like the disease won't do anything because it has nobody to spread to.
Well, that's what I'm getting with a little bit in that everyone kind of fears a bacteria becomes resistant to, let's say, viromycin or whatever the hell it's called.
Vancomycin.
Vancomycin, which they knew some are. everyone's afraid that that'll take over the world, and now we have nothing to do, and we'll all die. It'll spread like wildfire, and we're dead in like 6 years or 6 months.
I guess the scary thing is that the people who
I don't think we will, though, I'm saying.
I don't think we will either. The people
At
who
all,
are...
because, I think there's crazy things like even your own immunity doesn't know. Like, they're saying this bacteria adapts. Every of the 50 members of your immunity adapt as well. Or there are people that have it. Or there are people that have different immunities. There are people that have different gut flora. There are people that have all different stuff. That we talk about the factors of one bacteria growing and changing and whatever and becoming resistant. Well, there's millions of bacteria, antibodies, things in your body that change and alter and are different than standard lab results. So chances are nothing will ever totally kill us unless it's alien. Which brings me to my next page. Alien viruses.
What I was going to say about I have 2 points. One, I think most of the statistics that are available are from people that are probably working in hospitals or related to hospitals or universities. They're in dense populated areas because people with diseases seek,
They do. Yes, they do.
Yeah, the premier place to go.
Doctors and hospitals. And
hospitals are one of the worst places to get diseases, or one of the best, depending on how you want to look at it. Best disease.
If you're hungry for disease, you got your disease.
So, like, if they were to find a disease that they could not defend against, hospitals that are centralized and corporate and conglomerate, they would never be able to exist. It'd have to be like your hometown doctor, which they're probably thoroughly against.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second point, which I already forget, I'm going to have to remember as I talk, and I'm going to keep talking until I remember what it is I was thinking about. I don't remember.
I'm going to get it back.
Yeah, damn it. I should write these down before I say them.
Anyway, to sum it up, diseases are scary as shit.
That's what it was.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Like, remember the beginning of 300, where they had, like, the Greeks? And the Greeks would have, like...
that were misshapen, weird, anything...
Yeah,
they throw them over the cliff?
Yeah, exactly. They had a pile of dead baby bodies, which is...
Oh, yeah.
Horrible. Horrible. Greeks. So, you never know who might have the resistant portion of their genome.
Right. So let's say you're a shitty physical body, but your immune system's got some stuff that, nobody's got this. Right.
If you're that one outlier that has that, it's like we should be nurturing everybody. So like, there's...
Will you be honest with me for a second?
Yeah.
Do you think if you got one of these cancer, AIDS, that you'd be okay? With treatment, obviously, not just by yourself. You'd be fine. You'd get over it.
I read that cancer affects like 1/3 of the population. Like 1/3 of the population will get cancer.
1/3.
And
what is it?
25% of the people in their like 60s, 50s and 60s and 70s.
Let's say you got cancer or AIDS or something this year. Do you think you'd have a pretty high chance at success? Albeit it might cost you money, might be hospitalization. It would be awful. I'm not saying it would be good. But you'd be like, I'd probably live and I'd be fine.
I probably would live. I think I would live. And if I died, it'd be okay.
Well, you don't have a choice. But that's how I feel.
Yeah.
Wait, I'll take it one step further.
Give me cancer.
Well, hold on. If I have nothing to live for, like my children, my girlfriend, my family, everyone's dead for some reason, and I'm just wandering the earth, and people are like, "Oh, we found you, Nick." And I'd be like, "What? I'm in a daze. Can't you see? I'm in grief." And they'd be like, "A superbug is traveling the world. Super cancer, super AIDS is coming for everyone." I'd be like, "Just inject me. I'll probably get over it in like a week." Study
you might
it.
have the resistance.
I really think, because I don't get sick. Like at all. I just don't. I mean, I'll cough for a few days, or like I'll get a sniffly nose or whatever, but I don't, like, people are like, "Oh, don't you have a disease get you?" Or like, I don't know, and I attribute to being a dirty individual. Like, if someone wipes snot on me, I'd be like, "Come on, dude, whatever." If like someone has food they ate, but then they're sick and they're like, "Can you have this food?" I'd be like, "I guess." Like, I take on as many germs as humanly possible, and they don't make me sick. And I figure it's because I'm a dirty person. Maybe I'm a carrier. I don't know. I don't know what the word is.
I don't know what the word is for those people that grow up in households that are too clean. Like they never.
No, that's bad news.
That's the opposite.
Bad news. Good. Uh-huh.
Like those people, they cannot handle like normal things. It's like allergies could be
normal germs. They start going nuts and they're sneezing everywhere, and it's
they're putting on the mask. They're getting their alcohol wipe.
yeah. Like listen, people, folks at home. If I do a number one, I ain't washing my hands. I ain't washing my hands. Never have, never will. It's character. Anyway, I also prepare food. If you sign up at the bottom here at the Panders, we'll prepare some meals for you. I do.
It's called undertheapron.com.
I literally probably come into so many germs every day. It's disgusting. I eat on a countertop at work that hasn't been washed in 30 years. It's like, what's the fake wood called? Or like Formica? Or like...
Oh, no. Like, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Like,
wood,
like station wagons that would have the fake wood on the side. They have that.
Yeah, it's,
plastic. Something plastic. Oh, crap.
It's plastic wood.
Laminate?
Sure. Anyway, it's laminate that got worn down, so it's just chunks of laminate. You better not get it in your food, but I mean, we put everything on there from vacuums that have been used in, mentally ill patient places to, flooded zones to bars that have been seedy bars in West Philly. Like, it just gets all over everything, and I'm like, whatever, you eat your food.
That gunk that's on the back of the urinal.
Oh yeah, dude,
like
get it on my food.
Off. It's like, give me some immunity right now. I need it.
Look for it, but I'm like, it's there. Who cares? I'll live, and I never get sick. So after this podcast, I could get sick and die. So I'd be like, well, it all caught up to him at once.
There's a graph that shows like how many of your age die per year.
Whoa.
And like,
don't tell me. My birthday's coming up in a week or two. It better not be. It's not starting now.
It's actually not that. Well, in the beginning of your life, from infancy till like maybe you're like 5, it spikes, and then drops down, and then like it's fine until you can drive. So 16, it shoots up, and then when you hit like 28, 27, it levels off and dips down actually because you're taking care of a child.
You've already made it this far. You're probably a stable human.
Mm-hmm. And then around like 35, it starts to come back up. And then when you get older, it's just like you've lived. You're done. Exactly. So you're fine. You're somewhere below the average of probably going to die soon.
You better not say this, dude. I'm going to die now.
Yeah, well, I mean, I live pretty far away from you, so I can't really influence whether you die or not.
Oh my God. Hold on. Is there an internet disease yet?
Can't wait till we get like Johnny Mnemonic on it, where you can plug into the internet. And
how about a social media disease that can spread over Facebook or something? Oh, that would kill everyone.
Yeah, if you could go blind, you could have like the best disease.
It's half digital, half analog. The disease.
Biologically digital.
Yeah.
They're talking travels.
I think that's crazy, but. Is
it possible? Do you want to leave it on that note?
Can germs use the internet?
Huh.
Wow, folks.
Wow.
Holy smokes, folks.
Holy smokes.
Well, I regret to inform everyone, Dill Dan is now using Fortnite. He's playing with his girlfriend. She's better than him. She's come in 3rd place in a couple games. 2nd place in a couple games.
Huh.
Closest he's gotten is 8th place.
He sucks.
So, hold on. He taught her a lesson. He snuck some laxatives into her drink one night.
Huh.
So, he figured she'd have to keep going to the bathroom during, he was playing games with her for like 2 hours.
She withheld.
Screaming it. He figured maybe it's not working. Through warning, nothing. She's coming in 3rd place, 5th place, 8th place, 10th place, 4th place, 2nd place. He's coming in 19th place, 20th place, 22nd, 4th place one time. Ooh, here he is. He's going to listen. Ooh, 4th place, buddy.
Oh, I got
19th
excited.
place, 39th place, 100th place, whatever. He's doing awful. She was so frisky. She literally jumped on him and started going at it. Bad news. The laxatives kicked in.
Oh, yeah.
Talk about a Cleveland steamer.
It's like a slip and
They had to
slide.
change all the sheets that night. And now Dan's into some weird stuff online. So, shout out Bill Dan. You got yours in the end, huh?
In the end.
It was a mess. He got a real mess on his hands, you know?
Well, we like it. Thanks a lot.
We like it a lot, folks. Like a lot.
Check us out somewhere on the internet. We're there. Just
Do it.
reach out.
And touch someone, you know? Do it, folks.
Have a good night.